Welcome back, Mr. Goodberry. The First Star Logistics studio is fully equipped and ready to record.
Welcome to Bengals on the Brain, presented by First Star Logistics. I'm your host, Joe Goodberry. This week's show, we're going to condense two into one because of the holidays. So Merry Christmas. It took some energy to get back into the swing of things, and I hope you guys had a Merry Christmas. I hope you got everything you wanted from Santa. And if you didn't, well, First Star right now is giving away, the next giveaway is a vending machine. So make sure you get on that on Twitter. And you may say, who gives away a vending machine? Well, that's kind of how First Star does it. So yeah, I've never seen anybody give a vending machine away. Last week, I never seen anyone give away a kegerator. Shout out to my guy, J. Robiddy, on Twitter. He won that. He's also a subscriber of mine on Twitter, so I appreciate him highly for doing that. And you can find me on Twitter at Joe Goodberry. You can find First Star Logistics at First Star Log. That's where you want to look. That's where you want to get in on the contest. I've said this before we dive in, but I've said it before. Everyone that has won so far has been people that have followed me on Twitter. So got a great shot of winning these awesome prizes. So the Bengals lost to the Pittsburgh Steelers, and not just lost. They got their butt kicked. They didn't look like they were ready to show up. Didn't look like they had a great game plan. They don't look like, it's weird because I don't feel like they believe they can run the ball on the Steelers. So a lot of the game plan is like, okay, so we got two games now of Jake Browning versus the Steelers. A lot of the game plan is like, okay, Jake, drop back, see what they're doing, get it to the right guy. And that's fine when it's Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow has diced up the Steelers. Look at the last year he did. Jake Browning obviously didn't have his best game. I think 2 weeks in a row now. Yeah, they had the comeback versus the Vikings, but we did a Jake Browning show last week after that Vikings game. So if you didn't see it, and through 3 quarters, I was like, it's not good play. We're not looking at good quarterback play. We got that again this week. I'm not going to focus on Jake Browning. I'm not going to even focus on the offense too much. I will have some clips. I will have some takes on the offense. Most of that will be on Twitter again at Joe Goodberry. Today, most people said they wanted to look at the defense. Now, there were some offensive line questions, and we'll get to that. Orlando Brown didn't have a great day. He missed the birth of his son, so shout out to Orlando Brown Jr. I don't know his son's name, actually, but maybe it is. Maybe they should keep that going. Yeah, why not? But Jonah Williams had a terrible day, just his worst day at right tackle by far. And then everyone took their turns at tight end, missing blocks, right guard, center, left guard, and just that's how it was for most of the year, where it wasn't just one guy having a bad day. It was, all right, he's having a bad drive, or he's having a bad matchup, or it's just his turn to make a mistake. And the offense went through that for sure. We're going to focus on the defense. Why? Because it's about the 32nd ranked defense in most categories, especially in EPA and explosive plays. You don't want to be last in that. And a lot of people are wondering, hey, they only really lost the safeties this year. How could it be so much worse? Well, they are starting a lot of youth at corner, at safety, and I think that is the stem and the heart of it. We're also getting worse linebacker play this year, and then you lose DJ Reader, huge blow. We'll see that. The defensive tackle depth is really poor on this team. BJ Hill will hold his own, but the other guys, um, you wouldn't want them to be consistent players on a championship caliber roster. So we'll go through the defensive tape. We got a long one here. I've got about 20 minutes of footage cut up from the game, which means most of the plays here. We're going to look at the big plays, the explosives, the touchdowns. Look at Dax Hill, look at Jordan Battle. We got some highlights on DJ Turner, not in terms of good plays. We're just going to highlight them. Low light them. Chidobe Awuzie, some defensive tackles. Like I said, Miles Murphy actually had some flashes. And then the linebackers, we're going to see them a lot today and see if we can figure out what's going on. What are they doing differently? And I think a lot of it is, number one, when you don't trust the D-tackle depth in front of you, you start to freelance a little bit. But I've got a lot of strong opinions about this defense. I think that I kind of want to like throw them all out now. I think we're going to wait until after the film because then I can show you and then go with my takes from there, just so people aren't killing me in the comments just before. But without further ado, here's the tape. Starting with the big play to start this game. I mean, just set the tone right here with the big one to Pickens. We're going to look at the Steelers here coming out in 3 tight ends. So the Bengals are going to come out and say, hey, you're in 3 tight ends. That's fine. We've got our 3-4 defense. There's our 3 down linemen. There's your 2 edge guys. You can call it 5-2. We've talked about this. That's fine. Your 2 linebackers. And we're going to have 2 corners on the outside here. Here's Dax Hill at free safety, which puts Jordan Battle in the slot versus a tight end. All fine. That's okay. But good plan by the Steelers here to say, all right, we're going to show you all these tight ends, and you're going to come out here and you're going to put one of your safeties in the box. And that's exactly what's going to happen here. So what we're going to end up with is a slant, flat combo, and it's man coverage. So as Jordan Battle takes his guy to the flat, you're going to watch DJ Turner get pushed off here and then have to chase on the slant. And it's not even a big push by Pickens either. But the real culprit here is going to be Dax Hill and his angle on the play. So I'll let it roll, let it run, and you get to see what I'm talking about. So you see the inside given up way too easily by the corner by DJ Turner, and then Dax Hill should be coming down. I mean, this should be fairly easy for him, right? I mean, right? How much room do you have here? I will say that, like, as I was thinking this, like, he looks like he's leaning this way already. So maybe that ruins what Dax thought was happening. And then he cuts horizontal. And then you can't get Pratt in there. We've got a hand warmer on the ground. So DJ Turner did get a hand on him. And Pickens goes all the way. Game starts. So here's the release. This is what I was saying on the slant here. With inside help, because you have a safety help, you are going to see corners lean this way because they don't have any help that way. He has help down here with Dax Hill. So like that's fine that he opens up the way he does as easily as he does. But when you watch it, I mean, does Pickens really even shove him? I mean, come on. It's 2-hand touch and Turner's out of there. You open that up a little bit too quick for me. But again, it's on Dax. The angle is absolutely pee-wee football. Yikes. You can also say, because we're gonna blast everyone here today. Soon as the eyes go this way, like he comes too flat. He can almost go with better awareness and get into the hole a little bit better. Logan Wilson, this is. Watch, because the eyes go left right away. You see him flatten off. He's never going to get there, but you can make it a tighter throw so that the receiver's not catching full speed and able to turn upfield. I don't know. I'm searching there because it is such a bad angle by Dax. And Dax is going to have a much better game after this. So, still, though, you give up that and it sets the tone for the game. It's tough to come back from it. We got to go through it 3 times because why not? There's the hand warmer there. DJ Turner grabs that one. Yeah. Okay, moving on. Now's the next play. If we didn't have enough of it. Watch BJ Hill, Jermaine Pratt. This is you almost have a symbiotic relationship between your D tackles, especially the nose. And it looks like that they pretty much put Hill at the nose and Zach Carter as the 3 tech more this week. You want the nose tackle to take on that double block. And then you're going to have your linebacker fill the hole here, right? And if you got 2 guys blocking 1 defender, you're going to have a defender free. But as you watch here, as Pratt kind of ends up right into the backside of his former college teammate, BJ Hill, as these 2 are just driving BJ Hill backwards. I mean, it's hard to do that, DJ Reader. Hill is not the same caliber of player, even though he's a fine player. And then Pratt gets lost in the sauce there, never sees it. Look at him, his head snapping back. He's just getting blown off the ball. This should be a 2-yard run that ends up going for 7 or 8. Again, these are problems that we're having at the second level, especially if the D line's not going to win and penetrate and consistently get push things back. Well, then when your linebackers are one-on-one with the defense, when the linebackers are one-on-one with the running backs, You got to be able to take them down, right? We get missed tackles like that. It can't be the safety every time coming down hard and crashing down and cleaning up all the mess. And that's what it's been this year. I mean, I'm not going to give Dex too much credit. I don't want the third level guy to make all the tackles. Eyes on Logan Wilson this time. He's going to take on the lead blocker, and that's what's going to leave Pratt free to tackle Jalen Warren. Right? So one guy's going to take on a lead blocker. The other guy should be free. Should be pretty simple. Should happen all the time. We get our first or second explosive play. This is a pass to Jalen Warren this time. And if you look, what are the Bengals in? You've got Mike Hilton. Looks like he's covering Jalen Warren, because why else would Hilton be playing the middle here if he's not blitzing? So I would be like, all right, he's blitzing. And then when he doesn't, what do we end up with here? So he's reading his eyes. It looks like Hilton is reading and saying, okay, let me sit in the middle of the field here. And let me, on this slant or this crossing route that's coming across, maybe if I sit here and get in this window, he won't throw this ball. But for me, you've got 2 second level guys here. You got Hilton and you've got Logan Wilson. No one's over here at all. Are you supposed to be in zone? I don't think so. I think if I remember correctly from the side angle, everyone's covering the right guy here. Yeah, it's DJ Turner. So this is correct. So that's why I'm wondering, like, why do we end up with 2 guys, one in the middle of the field, one all the way to the left, and the running backs releasing to the right? I mean, no one's there, and you just don't have the speed to run with Warren. Warren's got good speed. Unnecessary big play. And I want to kind of categorize these things as, is it a talent deficiency on the defensive side? Is it a coaching deficiency? Is it an effort deficiency? Like, what is the issue here? For the long one, it was effort to take poor angles, effort to get let up that inside so easily, effort to not be able to make the tackle at that point. I don't have a problem with the coaching there, and I don't think it's a talent deficient thing. Couple of the runs, which remain Pratt getting sucked in, and BJ Hill, that's probably BJ Hill thing is probably a talent. He's just not that nose tackle type. He's not DJ Reader. Whereas Pratt, sometimes right now, I'm thinking it's like an effort thing. Not so much on Lou Anarumo. I guess he controls the effort to an extent. And then on that one, I would say it's Lou Anarumo. And also talent. I mean, Warren is faster than Mike Hilton. You want to cheat a little bit. Again, we've got a free safety in the middle of the field. I want to point that out because a lot of these plays happen when the Bengals are in single high safety. And I think they're doing that because, and I've said this before about Lou Anarumo's defense, they are good or they're better against quarterback-centric offenses. Offenses where you don't think the quarterback is any good, like here with Mason Rudolph, you're going to play a single high safety and say, beat us. And they did. But, let's watch Mike Hilton here as Jalen Warren comes across. Actually, I do want to pause this. Jalen Warren's going to come across, and he's going to be like a screen. It's going to be a screen to the side, and you're going to see Mike Hilton jump on it instantly to take that away, which is great. You see that a lot in the league now because we have so many RPOs and things with screens. And what you end up with is 3 levels for Mason Rudolph to read. We got a short, a deep, and a medium guy. And if you look on the other side of the field here, like, look at this. No one, you're covering no one, you're covering no one, you're deep, no one's really there. So what do you end up with? Because he came up so high and because he has to play deep, because it looks like a cover 3, right? Cover 3, we got 3 deep thirds of the field with the 2 boundary guys and the free safety. And he's only supposed to go in this area. What that's leaving is a wide open second level defender as he's running to this spot and sitting right there. Mason Rudolph just reads to the left and has basically a 1, 2, 3 levels to his read, and he hits the open guy. Now, is that a talent deficient? No, I think that's just rock, paper, scissors. They got a good call. Eyes on Jermaine Pratt and Logan Wilson as they get sandwiched together here. It's kind of like a trap block where they're going to let the guys go and then release the linemen into the linebackers, let the D linemen go, and then they end up getting picked up there, as you can see. But yeah, anytime the two linebackers are getting squished together like that, probably not a good thing. And here comes Dax. He has to come and lay the shoulder in and deplete. Is that a depleter? I guess not by definition, but he gets him, he flips him. Yeah, not ideal. Jermaine Pratt, eyes on him as we can see what happens here from the reverse angle. Boom. I mean, we've got to have some awareness here, right? You've got to see this guy coming. But no, his eyes are locked into the back. And and Logan Wilson's thinking the same thing. I'm going to fill right here. And if you watch these guys, for the linemen, they release right away up to these linebackers. They're going directly for the linebackers. Bam, sandwich. Again, we're asking the safety to clean the mess up because they can't sort it out in between. And then here's the second touchdown. Kind of a jet orbit type thing where he's going to wind all the way around. But I had a lot of people ask me, hey, did Dax mess up here? Because Dax dives inside. We've shown this a lot with Sam Hubbard, especially with Sam Hubbard. He'll jump in right at the snap and Logan Wilson will go out or Jermaine Pratt will go out. And it's a way to get this lineman to crash inside and leave the outside guy so free to make the tackle. And I think that's what Dax is doing here because you'll see Hilton and Pratt are going to be, you see Pratt already jumping to the outside. Hilton's cheating to the outside. So I do think Dax is supposed to go in and pause it right there, right? So now that forces the outside run. You've got no option to go inside. Not that I think he was going to anyways. So it's up to the next guys then. It's up to Mike Hilton. It's up to Jermaine Pratt to get out there, watch Pratt. And the only thing I don't like about Pratt here is like, Pratt, if you are supposed to go outside, so I'm only guessing here, guys, because of the way Dax takes this so aggressively and the way Pratt is kind of guessing as he runs. You see his posture. You see how he's kind of like, yeah. But Pratt's going to do this. He's going to take it up this way and then bend it out. If he was really going outside, this should be more aggressive and cleaner, right? I've seen them do this before where they swap defenders. And here's Pratt. He's kind of like, and then boom, you got blown up by Jalen Warren. So, maybe bad call for bad time to have that switch. But at the same time, like Pratt, first two drives for you, buddy. Not great at all. Logan Wilson, come down, take on the lead blocker. Pratt, scrape over the top. We've seen this already, right? You're the free guy now to get over there. Not if you get ridden out that far. That's not ideal. Again, Hill and Battle got to clean it up. It's not ideal to see so much of these linemen getting to your linebackers, and it's directly DJ Reader's loss. The loss of Reader means more linemen get to your linebackers because they're not focused on them. And you're going to see Pratt's kind of reading the running back here, even though we clearly have a guy coming this way, right? As far as I was taught, is you read the lineman. So they are kind of blocking this way. So maybe he's seeing that and seeing this, and he's like, okay, despite the puller going the other way. But what it does is, so his movements, Pratt's 1, 2, 3 steps this way means he gives that center, I think it's Mason Cole, a great angle, center right here, to cut him off and wall him off from the run here. As Cole gets up to the second level, now he's got you. So got to be a little bit better there. Sorry, I was talking. Well, I was losing my train of thought here. I forgot about this play. So Dax is going to take on this time. Again, we're going to pull some guys, run some power, and Dax is going to take on the lead blockers. He actually is going to end up taking on 2 of them, as you see there. Now, Jermaine Pratt, you're the free guy. You're the unblocked defender. You have to make this tackle. And he does. So that's when it works. I think we kind of have a mix-up here by the Steelers. You end up getting 2 guys on him. Zach Carter, oof. Look how far he gets blown off from where he was. Now, maybe again, like We've seen this where these guys will dip inside and then the other guy will come across. And I think this time it might be Dax coming in. It's part of, creating the lane. But I don't think Carter's supposed to get washed off this much. So he's trying to go head up with the guard, and then the tackle comes and pushes him in. I mean, you are washed down pretty far at that point. But again, like I said, that's fine if he goes in, and then you end up with Pratt and Dax coming in right here to fill the hole and be your defenders that are going to make the play here. Oh yeah, that's right. The tackle here, I wanted to highlight him because the tackle after he gets Carter to go so far inside on that first play or that initial play, he's going to climb up now and get the linebacker. So a theme again of the linebackers having to deal with offensive linemen getting into their face after the loss of DJ Reader. Two safeties deep here. Watch what they do. Nick Scott's being the one closest to us to the left. Nick Scott's going to jump down and actually end up playing man coverage and chasing Deontay Johnson across the field. I think that screws up Mason Rudolph a little bit as you see him like, whoa, what are they actually playing here? Nice call by Lou Anarumo. The Bengals defense needs to win. I mean, you've got this covered. I think he's looking at Pat Fryermuth, and you got Dax Hill covering him in man one-on-one. As you see, he's looking that way right away. And then when he sees nobody's open, he's going to quickly check to the left, but he's running all the way. And you've got Zach Carter here. Can Carter get off and make a play? No, he's on the ground. Now, can Logan Wilson, are you fast enough, Logan? I'm starting to question your speed a little bit lately. I mean, that's a quarterback, dude. This is third down, if you remember. Dax Hill again here. Got to take on the lead block. Meanwhile, Najee Harris is just going to climb right to the middle. I mean, these guys are standing around here. Can you see that? Can you see what I'm seeing here? Oh, I went too far. When we get to this play, I want you to watch Battle, and I believe it's Logan Wilson. Not only are these D tackles over here going to get blown off the ball, but I mean, you're kind of just standing around here. Maybe they don't see the ball carrier. Maybe they're not sure what's going on here. But man, it really doesn't get much easier than that. The only guy you really have going full is Dax Hill here. Don't get me wrong; the D linemen are trying, but they're outmatched. You need Battle. You need Logan Wilson to come up and help some. Touchdown. Easy touchdown. Effort there. I'm going to blame that one on effort. I'm also going to blame the previous one on talent. Logan Wilson might be a step slow, and Zach Carter is definitely not NFL quality. That was the one that Mason Rudolph ran on. Now, we've got a swing pass, Jalen Warren, and we've got Logan Wilson in man coverage. Logan, you got to run with him. So we're questioning Logan Wilson's speed. Here we go again. Let's see if he can run out with him. I mean, you can swing that out and pick up an easy 9 before Dax gets to him. Again, third level. Safeties are cleaning up every single play here. That's too far downfield. The safeties shouldn't be making this many tackles. I'll be honest with you. Logan Wilson's angle there is not great either. Watch how he goes towards the running back here instead of like flattening more. You're behind him. Now you've got to turn and run with him. You're lucky to get a hand on him. We've got BJ Hill and Sam Hubbard inside as the D tackle. Sam Hubbard played a lot of D tackle in this game. BJ Hill is the one who wins and makes the stop. So good on BJ Hill. We're going to talk about the D tackle room. BJ Hill still had a solid game, stacking, locating the runner, shedding, making the tackle. First down, 1:47 left in the second. So they're trying to drive and get something before the half is over. Bengals are 2 high safeties here, and you can see everyone's covered. So one of the questions I was asked on Twitter is, are guys running free? What are happening on the plays where we're not seeing an explosive? I mean, you're covered here. He's running with him, and you've got safety help over top. You're all over him. Logan Wilson's coming down on Jalen Warren. You're covered, and you got a safety over top. I mean, everyone's covered. There are a lot of plays where they cover it really well. I think they're much better with 2 safeties back. But it's hard to have 2 safeties back and defend the run when you're missing a DJ Reader and you're having poor linebacker play right now. And I love BJ Hill is really good at the tackle end stunts. as he goes outside and then beats Broderick Jones back inside, forces that incomplete pass, gets a pressure and a hit on the quarterback. Careful with that hip drop, BJ Hill. For future years. For now, it's legal, but future years. We're going to get a blitz from Mike Hilton, and Dax is going to replace him. I almost called him DJ Hill. Dax Hill is going to replace him, force a quick throw. Ball is low and incomplete. These are the things you can do with Dax when he can cover so well in terms of athleticism. Watch Logan Wilson, too. I like the way they are. Like, he's saying, hey, I'm covering Pratt Freiermuth. You see the way he's angled. His shoulders are angled. His eyes are down on him. Well, he's not actually going to cover Freiermuth. Logan Wilson's going to blitz, and Jermaine Pratt's going to drop out and cover the tight end, and the ball's got to come out. So when you've got all that movement, we've got a couple of good plays in a row here, one by BJ Hill, one by I would say the defensive coordinator scheme call, plus having the ability to do that with some of these guys, Jermaine Pratt running up the seam, plus Dax Hill being able to rotate down and cover the slot. Those are good things. So now we get to DJ Turner and off coverage here. I believe it's quarters. That's why they're all are going back like this. We got an out route. He's got to transition, flip his hips, and run. It's got to be a great throw in order to get that. And you see his hand in there. We talked about this with DJ Turner, right? People gave me crap when I first did this after the Bills game. Said Turner's not affecting the ball enough. You'll see his hand in there. He's swiping at it. And you got to make plays on the ball here. So I think he turns and transitions very well here. And then he closes. This is a really good throw to the sideline. This is third down. But watch DJ Turner. He's reaching for it and swatting at the arm. He's not affecting that receiver at all. These are your opportunities to do so. We're going to chip Trey Hendrickson here, so neutralize or slow down their pass rush. Look at the pocket when he goes to throw. No one's there. So if you're going to play quarters coverage or man, anything, the pass rush has to get home. Even zone. And the pass rush has to get home no matter what you play, to be honest with you. Again, we're going to snapshot this. Everyone's covered. Everyone was covered. And we're going to knock the ball away. Logan Wilson. Hey, we got Sam Hubbard inside again. Let's see if Sam Hubbard can do anything. Well, not really. Logan Wilson does a good job breaking this pass up. Watch how quickly he clicks and closes here. He sees it right away. Okay, trigger. Boom. Second down now. They're only to the 16. Can you believe they score on this one? They get a field goal. Again, is anyone open? If you hit the snapshot there, no one's really open. Force the check down. Third down. So again, the defense is doing its job. It's doing its thing. Again, we got Sam Hubbard at D tackle. Miles Murphy at left defensive end. Can they get home? Nope. Force the throw, make the tackle, rally and make the tackle. This is one of the best pass rushes, though, from Miles Murphy. I'm digging this. This ball comes out. But watch this. He's going to show power, and we've talked about this. So lean in, either that long arm or both hands, and then pull it back and rip. All in one smooth combination. Now turn the corner, break free, turn the corner, and close. Guys, that's a great pass rush out of Miles Murphy. If you watch every week, you know what I'm talking about. His moves weren't in conjunction with each other, and now they are. I want to go back because I don't want to miss that one. So we're going to bump Pickens with Jermaine Pratt out there, and we've got Chidobe Awuzie down here in off coverage. And it's third down. The Bengals are going to go into this quarters coverage again. No, it's a cover 3. I'm sorry. And as you look here, the route should be over. I'm assuming he's thinking we've got an out route. That would make sense, but you've got outside leverage here. So Chidobe Awuzie is like, I got this. This is nothing. It's not going to be, though. It's going to be a bloop, bloop. He's just going to stem it just enough to keep going downfield. And he drops it in there. Great catch. Good throw. You need the pass rush to get home. We're going to send chip help over to Trey Hendrickson to give him some help. Look at this. He's climbing the pocket. He's looking right, and then he launches this thing. There's nobody near him. Come on. Team Davis Gaither getting in the game. He's going to have to take on Broderick Jones. Stands him up. Okay, ADG. He doesn't get to play a lot. When he does, man, I got one more play in here. When he does, I feel like he can do it. I feel like he can play. I'm not saying he should start or anything, but I think he's a fine player. I think he could start somewhere. Again, we are blanketing everyone. Blanketing everyone. There's no one open down the field. Where is the pass rush? Oh, this time we're only rushing 3. So again, I want to talk about the big play because I want to categorize it. I think that's a talent issue as a pass rush. Why that play did not work. Maybe a little bit of effort on Awuzie. Just attention to detail, staying with it. We're only going to rush 3, so it's hard for me to kill the pass rush. For me on this one, it's more coaching, but a big play didn't happen. I do think, I mean, look how many reads he's going through here. Oh, bang, bang, bang. Look to the left. No, don't like it. Let me look back to the right. Nope, you're still covered. Now I'll come back to the left because the pass rush finally getting in there. Let me lay it up. If this was a good throw, that might be a touchdown. So we got a little play action, dump off to Darnell Washington, and Dak's going to knock him out after about an 8-yard gain. But let's look at it. I'm not sure if Dax is confused here. So we might have a few plays here where I'm not sure if Dax is doing the right thing. And is he confused with somebody else? You see here, like, should he be chasing or is BJ Hill chasing? No. And then Dax runs, says, I know who I'm supposed to go get. I got to go out there and I've got to get on this tight end because no one's going to be covering him. And because he's super fast, he gets there, right? So, I mean, I think that's a mistake on Dax's part. Good run stuff here by BJ Hill. BJ Hill. Take on 2 guys. Don't give up any ground. So earlier when he gets blown back, you may have said, oh, man, what do you want to do against a double team? Well, this is the high end of it. So if you were questioning me earlier about, what's he supposed to do? This is what it looks like. This is a tremendous play. It's an A+ play by BJ Hill when you have to take on a double team. Yeah. And then fighting through. Fighting through is the cherry on top to make the tackle. All right, we got single high safety. It's Jordan Battle here. And we have a press situation with Chidobe Awuzie, but he does not press. He does not affect the receiver at all. And we don't have the speed at safety to cover that. We don't have the speed between the 2 of those guys, to be honest with you. Watch Jordan Battle too. We don't have the experience as well. So again, we got single high. It's a big playoff single high. But watch, he's looking left. He's looking left. He's looking left. Like, Battle, you took 4 steps backwards, man. Like, at what point are we going to get over there and start to help out our corner? Pickens is their number 1, right? And watch Battle. Am I fair to say he slows up right there? Oh, no, now he's going? Not a good look, Rook. You're having a good year. That's not a good look. Nobody open again. Look at it all. Bing, 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 bing. All across the back half, we've got a sack. They're going to try and block Sam Hubbard with a running back. It's off play action. Sometimes things get weird. But Hubbard's going to win. Trey Hendrickson's going to collapse it. And everyone, all 4 guys get there. We've got a blitz right up the middle. And we've got an out route at about 8 yards or so. And DJ Turner is going to undercut it and get there. And man, I think he should intercept this. Like, we need DJ Turner to make some of these plays, right? That's right through his hands and into the receiver's hands. Not ideal. This could have been a big play. This is Mike Hilton versus Deontay Johnson in the slot. Watch Johnson give him a boop, boop, right around him. This should have been a touchdown. Let's look at the pass rush. See if anyone gets home. No, not really. So, that could have been a huge explosive play. There was technically only a handful of them, but it could have been more. Mike Hilton's just not the fastest, quickest guy there. We've had the slot fade burn us how many times this year? We did a whole episode or at least a segment on it. So, yeah. All right, we're going to have Jermaine Pratt. He's going to come flying through the A gap here. And we're going to have Isaac Suomalo. He's going to take him. He's actually going to catch him right here, if that makes sense. And he's going to drive him completely out of the play. So let's watch that. Need your linebackers to not end up that far out of the play there. No one can tackle Najee Harris, and he ends up getting a nice chunk run out of it. So a lot of today's highlights or lowlights are the linebackers unable to get off of blocks of offensive linemen. We've got a lot of action going to the right here. A lot of action going to the right, so let's watch Logan Wilson. He's going to flow with it. He even points that way. And what that does is it puts the center in a great position. So we had this already. If you're going to flow this far and they're going to run it the other way, that gives the center time to knock Josh Tupou off and then come off and seal away Logan Wilson. So both linebackers here are getting blocked by offensive linemen. Not ideal. It's not what you want to defend the run. And that's how, and if Harris was a little quicker and didn't lumber through that hole. So 3rd and 3. Can still be a game at this point. Bengals are down 20. We've got 7 defensive backs on the field. Count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That means you have 4 front defenders, 3 D linemen, 3 defensive linemen. That's right. You're not 3 defensive linemen and a linebacker to this side. If you were to split it right down the middle to the center, to the free safety, the linebacker's on this side. 3rd and 3. If I haven't emphasized that enough. 3rd and 3. And they pick up 4. Talent issue? No. This is Lou Anarumo calling this. I mean, what do you want him to do? You're lucky it only went for 4. Watch BJ Hill in the middle here. I mean, he's the one who's got to pay the price. He's got to get hit by 3 offensive linemen. The center, then the right guard's going to hit him, then the left guard's going to knock him down. It's like, golly, man. It's 3rd and 3. And they're up by 20. Are they going to throw it? All right, eyes on both linebackers here. Jermaine Pratt up the middle. Times it well. Logan Wilson gets to the outside, helped string it out from Mike Hilton to make the tackle for a loss. It wasn't all bad. You do get some plays like this. Anytime you can string Najee Harris out wide, I think that's a good thing for the defense. Eyes on Josh Tupou. That's that dip inside. Remember, we showed that with Zach Carter. Dip inside, get 77 to chase you a little bit, and then he can't get to Logan Wilson. So keep your eye on Broderick Jones. Now he can't get to Logan Wilson because he took that step inside with Tupou. Wilson undercuts or beats it and helps track down with the help of Mike Hilton. We've got cover 3. Again, I believe this is 3rd down, but so we've got cover 3. Everyone's in off coverage. You're just trying not to really get beat deep down your side. You got help to the inside. This is Sidney Jones on the outside. He's elevated with the loss of DJ Ivy. Just easy pitch and catch. Too much cushion. Can anybody get home here? They send a blitz. If you're going to do it, the blitz has to get home. The blitz is too long. Takes too long. I want to go back. Because you're going to have Logan Wilson, I believe, going this way, and then Mike Hilton coming around. Almost like a cross dog linebacker. Yeah. Just takes too long to get there. Akeem Davis-Gaither on the right side. Here's the last play I'm going to show. They get a nice little run stuff here between Pratt and Akeem Davis-Gaither. Again, Davis-Gaither looks like he belongs. He's going to take on Darnell Washington here. Slip to the outside. Pratt's going to fill the middle. And it's a tackle. So that's the defensive tape. And obviously, it's not very pretty. I tried to add in the good plays, the plays that show these guys aren't complete bums out there, because they're not. Right? It's, in my opinion, starting from the back half, you have a lot of inexperience at the safety position with Dax Hill and Jordan Battle. Sure, Battle was a 4-year starter. Dax really wasn't a free safety, and I think that's been the biggest issue so far. If you ask me one player, I mean, clearly that they're missing, it's Jesse Bates. A lot of people have brought it up that losing both safeties is going to be a big hit to this defense, and they were right. Those people were correct. It has been, I think when you lose a guy that's an all-pro level player, especially when he plays at that level, it's huge for your team. You're talking about a guy that can cover the range, the intelligence. They don't have that. And yeah, Dax is a better athlete and he can do more things. You can be more versatile with Dax. But let's be honest, he's not really having the second season we hoped for overall. I think if he came down, I've got like 4 or 5 plays where he probably should have intercepted those passes, not in just this game if you're just watching this, but throughout the season. And if he comes down with half of those, we probably feel completely different about his second season in the NFL. But as of right now, you didn't make that play. I was asked on Twitter, uh, is it discouraging or encouraging when a guy can get to the point of making the play, but he fails to do so? And I actually think it's encouraging because it shows athletically you can get to it. Because some of them, that's what it requires. And then mentally, are you reading it correctly? Are you seeing it correctly? And then getting yourself in position to make a play. He had that play against the Vikings, come down as the robber, should have intercepted. It could have been a pick six. The Bengals have the same issue going on defense with through all the players. They're leaving their feet a little bit too much. I think it's why they miss tackles. It's why they're missing interceptions. In the case of Dax against Minnesota, that's why are you even jumping, leaping for that ball? But I don't. I think people have gone too far on the Dax stuff. I've seen multiple people on Twitter say, "Oh, he's a bust." I mean, like, chill out. Whoa, busts don't look like this in terms of getting to make as many plays as he's getting to. He's just not making them. Sure, the downside plays have been like that miss. You can't have that missed tackle. You can't have that bad angle to start the game and give up that big play. I think Dax will be fine. I think the big issue here is they want a free safety with range, and they don't have one because Dax hasn't done that a lot. I think he played 70 snaps as a deep free safety in college. He's got a lot of learning to do back there. But they do play him a lot in the slot. They do play him a lot covering tight ends. They like to get him in the box because they like to blitz with him. He takes on blockers. We saw a lot of plays in this game. He takes on blockers. He'll tackle. And then Jordan Battle, right? We get the big play down the side, and Battle is he's slow. And I think that's why Nick Scott was playing so much. I think they want a free safety with some range and speed and intelligence. And you really don't get the experience and the speed out of Jordan Battle. So Nick Scott was playing a lot. We know Nick Scott was pretty poor when he was playing. So there's a dilemma they're having at safety. I think we could look at safety and say, hey, they could draft a guy. I think it's more likely you sign a guy, cheap guy that can play, be a third safety, and maybe that's Nick Scott, another year in the system, right? But I could see that happening. At corner, you're getting Cam Taylor-Britt back soon. He was able to practice today fully or yesterday, depending on when you're watching this. Getting him back will help. Chidobe Awuzie has had such a poor year coming off that injury. You feel for him. Just not ideal. It's not what he wanted. It's not what it was supposed to be for that final year. I still think he can be a good player. DJ Turner, young guy. He's in position. He's tight to these guys unless he's had some deep balls that have been weird. He needs to affect the ball more. Is he long enough? Is he strong enough to do that? Something we just have to monitor. I think he's tackling well lately. I think he's defending the run well lately. But again, you're paid to be a high-end man corner that can stick with guys. Not paid. You're drafted. Your profile says you should be able to do that. So when? When will we see it? And then to linebacker, they're freestyling more than ever. Jermaine Pratt, Logan Wilson. I don't know if that's by design. I don't know if it's because of the lack of help in front of them at D tackle. It'd be nice to figure that out. You know what they're missing? They are missing a thumper at middle linebacker. It's a mercenary position. You pay those guys, you kind of want the guy that's willing to go in and smash his brain a few times to either get that contract or just because he's wired that way. I don't think they have either of that at either middle linebacker. Pratt's normally a good tackler, not always the most physical. I mean, they're both physical, don't get me wrong, but they're not perfect. They're not Rima Luga. Not that we want them to be that, because we want them to be better in coverage, which Pratt and Wilson are. But they're not Roquan. They're not Patrick Queen coming down and that Ravens defense Night and day. Ravens defense physicality, Bengals defense physicality. Bengals are getting dragged 2, 3, 4 yards after tackling. At the point of attack, the D tackles are getting pushed back 1, 2 yards easy. The defensive tackle room is going to be huge discussion for us this offseason. Zach Carter needs to be replaced. Josh DePoe needs to be replaced. You may have to replace DJ Reader. You may just want to bring back BJ Hill and his $10 million cap hit and fill in 3 other spots. Maybe 1 veteran, 2 draft picks. Maybe 2 veterans, a higher priced one, lower priced one, and a draft pick. You need to turn that room over. Myles Murphy might be their second best pass rusher already. Sam Hubbard's having a down year. Coming off an injury. I mean, not, just a couple weeks ago when he missed some time. Still, plays too much. Murphy needs some of those snaps. He got them this week. I was happy with that. So maybe I'm complaining for no reason. This is the plan for the final 2 weeks. I think another big topic we're going to have, and I'm going to end it with this thought, is the Bengals built their roster and their team really well, right? You make it to the Super Bowl, you make it to the AFC Championship game. But they built it to beat the powerhouses from 3 years ago. They beat the Chiefs. They beat the Titans when they were the 1 seed. They beat the Bills multiple times for all those teams. Ideally, if you think, hey, we got to get through the AFC, those were the teams you had to get through. Now they're having trouble 0-5 in the AFC North, having trouble with the teams that seemingly built themselves to beat you in the AFC North. In AFC North football, these teams look more like AFC North football than the Bengals do now. Physical, hard, tackling, blocking up front, running the ball better. Bengals need to find a way to get through the division again. So now it's time, and they're faced with this anyways. They're going to lose some of these receivers. They're going to lose some key players on defense. The roster continues to churn. But I just think now they're going to have to say, we can't set our sights so far and say AFC Championship type game. We got to win the divisional. We got to win the AFC Championship. You got to win in your division first. You got to beat these teams. We talked about it after the Browns game, week 1. It's just a terrible matchup. The Browns are built perfectly to beat the Bengals. But now you lose both games to the Steelers, and you really start to question it because they're not a good team. But when you're scared to run the ball, when you don't believe you can actually run the ball, then there's a problem. The Ravens games could have went either way. If Burrow was healthy in either one of those, to be honest with you. They were 1-score games. They were, by the time Burrow went out in the second one. But what I think that looks like is getting a better tight end, getting somebody that can block, split out, do other things, make their linebackers cover. The Browns are so deep at corner. Screw 3 receivers against them. Don't do that. Why? Take their corners off the field. Get a big athletic tight end. Get a running back that can do it all. And then a defense up front. Physicality. Inside at D tackle. At corner, make sure these corners can tackle. And then at safety, year 2, developing Dax and Jordan Battle. If they can be a good pairing together, you can get this defense turned around pretty quickly by solidifying that defensive tackle room. But it's going to take effort. It's going to take resources. Because they could lose Jonah Williams too. I mean, as we sit here right now, the Bengals still have a shot at the playoffs. I don't know if you've noticed, but if they win both these games, they've got a great shot. Basically, it comes down to, if you're worried about scenarios or percentages, whichever of these teams that are in the hunt win both of these final 2 games will make it. But a lot of them play each other. Texans, Colts. Titans play the Texans as well. Raiders, Colts. Ravens play the Steelers. Bengals, Browns. Bills, Dolphins. Dolphins, Ravens. They all play each other, and it's going to shake things out. But the Bengals have a shot, and the Chiefs don't look great right now. And then let's see what the Browns are playing for week 18 if we get there. But the Chiefs might have a little something extra for you. Or maybe you got a little something extra for them. That'd be nice. This has been Bengals on the Brain. I'm Joe Goodberry. The show is brought to you by First Star Logistics. Make sure you get in on their giveaways. We'll put those words together there. It's late. I'm recording, trying to get this finished. Until next time, Hooday. We'll see you after the Bengals Chiefs.
Dave Lapham here, and every day I am grateful for my experience to have played professional football. As a player, I realized self-motivation, leadership, and appreciating your teammates are key. At First Star Logistics, you can use those same attributes to create the life you want for you and your family. Build your future by working hard like I did. You'll see results both on and off the field. Call First Star Logistics today and be part of our winning team.
Opportunity knocking.